Today, I'm going to show you a channel with a great personality, but they will literally never win with the type of content they're making. I'm Colin. I'm a full-time YouTuber. I've gotten millions of views on YouTube, made tens of thousands of dollars from it. And in today's video, no BS, no fluff. I'm going to audit this channel from top to bottom, look at everything from the niche and branding to the video content itself to figure out how we can take this channel from losing to winning today. So let's jump right into it. Looking at Isaac X3 here. This is very obviously a Let's Play channel, straight from the jump. I mean, we got the classic Let's Play format, person with the reaction in the thumbnail, looking at, you know, a screenshot from the game, essentially. Maybe some text is added and these clear titles. So let's go through it step by step. We'll start with the niche here. As you know, if you've watched any of my other audits, that this is basically a niche that will never work, unfortunately, for like 99% of people. And to, you know, preempt a little bit of what we're going to be talking about here, I've already watched this person's video, one of their videos at least, and they have a more interesting personality than like most people doing this type of content, but it's still just not going to be enough because it's not truly some of the funniest stuff on the planet. So let's go ahead and break down the niche further. Initial impressions, very clearly, Let's Plays. The video titles and thumbnails support that niche very well. Unfortunately, I just don't think you can win in that niche. I think the niche is not clearly defined either. You're kind of playing all sorts of games here. We have everything from Roblox to The Sims to Schedule One. Like, you're all over the place game-wise. So that's not great either. I would never watch your Let's Plays over someone else because you're like The Sims Let's Player or something. You know, you don't have that pull either. Target audience is somewhat defined. So this channel is definitely for the girlies and the gays. I mean, if we look at some of the titles and things, the words used in titles and stuff, they're like more evocative jokes. Some of them are a little more on the like sexual side of things. Like, I think, where's the one with the dumpster that's funny? Hold on, there's one with the dumpster. Let me show you. Oh, okay, here we go. Load dumped. I emptied my fat load in her dumpster. Like, okay, you know, it's there's some personality here that's like shining through in the titles and thumbnails. It's funny. I think you have a better idea of who your audience is than most people. But with that, I also think that you don't necessarily stand out to those people either. I think if we narrow it down to the girlies and the gays, and then we look at the personality you bring to the screen, I think it's like very bog standard girlies and the gays sort of like personality that you're bringing through. So to like someone who's not in that subculture is gonna feel like it's very different, and it's probably not for them anyway. But someone who is in that subculture is not going to exactly find you all that unique or interesting, I don't think. So that brings us to your unique value proposition, and like I just said, I kind of think you don't really have one here. If you were trying to appeal to like a normie and to bring that personality to them, maybe you would have a little more pull here, but I don't think a normie would necessarily watch that anyway. I think it's just not really defined. I don't think you have a very solid reason of why should people watch me, right? I think if we go to the why watch me doc that I made that you can like fill out to figure out your universal, your unique value proposition. I don't think there's anything you're like uniquely good at or knowledgeable about here being presented. I don't think there's any like topics that you're like talking about on end that you're really passionate about. I don't think you understand like your viewers' struggles, their pain points, or anything like that. I don't think you're providing a transformation. There's just not anything there for the person who's watching it. Like, I'm not really going to get any value out of your content besides entertainment. And then like the competition factor. Are you doing anything better than people in your niche do? I don't think so. Do you have like some unique perspective or angle? Kind of. And that's what I was hinting to earlier about for being the girlies and the gays. Like you kind of have like something there, but it's still just not enough. So now that we've got like the unique value proposition, the niche all squared away, let's go ahead and look at the branding and channel presentation. Picture of you for the profile picture. We have your name with the little cute X3, the banners. Pretty bland. We kind of got a little bit of like a color scheme going on here. It sort of matches the tone. It's not carried through in your branding anywhere else other than the fact that you're in the thumbnails, which is fine, but you do have to understand when you're putting yourself in the thumbnails, you're like taking up space, and I don't know or care about you. I don't know who you are. So like you being in the thumbnail, unless you're making like a really like exceptional face that adds to it, it's not adding anything. You're just taking up space with you. So like this is like a really bad example. I don't think that your expression here is really adding anything. Where in like this one, this is a little better, and I think this one's better too. This one's okay. Like you can see like the difference. Like some of them you're adding a lot with your expression, and others you're not. But again, I don't think you should be making this type of content anyway. We'll get to that though. Okay, I would love for your banner to actually tell me what I can expect from this channel. Right now it doesn't, say anything other than your name. I already can see your name in like 2 other spots. I can see this picture of you, so like it's not adding anything. Really, it'd be cool if you could tell me what your unique value proposition is here. Like, why should I watch you over anybody else? Then we'll look at your about section. Meow, like it's not adding anything. You could argue it's adding like a sliver of personality, but not really. You have all your socials linked, which is great. I would really recommend that you pick like 1 or 2 platforms, with YouTube and Twitter most likely being the best. I think for you, actually, TikTok might be better. And then really focusing in on just those platforms. It's really hard, especially as a new creator, when you don't have all of the time in the world to work on stuff, to really get multiple platforms up and running at the same time. I would pick 1 as your main focus and 1 as your like backup. And like I said, for you, I think that would probably be TikTok. Okay. Go to your featured video, your homepage here. For you, videos, popular videos, you've got it set up. That's nice. Overall visual cohesion of your brand, it's pretty limited. I mean, you like being in the thumbnails is the only cohesion we really have there, and that's doesn't really cut it. Let's explain real quick why any of that there mattered. Okay, we've talked about how like you have some personality and you like have maybe a tiny bit of branding and stuff, but all of it's not enough. There's no reason to watch you, and that's really why this matters. Is that the point of your branding on your channel and the type of content that you make and stuff is you have to give people a reason to watch you, and right now you don't have that. So that's really the core problem that you're going to have to fix. Let's look at your content pillars. What are the core types of content you're making here? So we can see Let's Plays is basically it. You have some really old videos here that are like vlog sort of things. You had this video that did exceptionally well here, where you were just like talking. I think it's closer to a vlog. Here you are like walking around your house talking about stuff. So you really just have the one pillar of I'm going to play Let's Plays and you're going to watch me play a video game, which is bad because that's not really the type of content that people watch as much anymore. Unless I know who you are and I know that you're extremely funny and entertaining, there's no reason to watch you. Your upload schedule here is relatively consistent. You're putting out these videos quickly, but I think we would expect that from a Let's Play channel. I mean, these videos aren't that hard to make. You're playing probably on stream and then cutting them down into just like digestible videos. Okay, with all that out of the way, we have it established that you're like a Let's Player, putting out content relatively consistently. Let's go ahead and watch some of the actual content, right? But before we do, real quick, if you've gotten any value from this review so far and you want a chance for me to look at your channel, make sure you comment orange down below and I will pick one of those comments for a future review. And look, the single biggest problem I see over and over again is that creators don't know what makes them unique. They don't have any reason that anyone should watch them over everyone else on the platform. So I've created a quick worksheet you can fill out. I've already shown it here. It's the Why Watch Me worksheet. You can get it for free in the link in the description below. It takes like 15 minutes to fill out and it'll help you a ton. It's like a perfect first step. So do that before you consider like the full audit toolkit or a one-on-one session. All right. Let's look at some actual content here. Just watch the most recent video.
Today's episode 11 of trying to make $1 million with no job. Okay, so I thought I would just open the game to like prepare myself real quick before I started like recording. And did we just see this pop up here? I just got a call. I'm calling to let you know that Kyle Kyleson has passed away. Wait, did we kill him?
I mean, it's a Let's Play. You're probably streaming. Whatever, it's cut down. You come in with a lot of energy, and this is why I say that like this channel and you has like is presenting more of a personality than like I don't know, like 90% of the channels that I see doing this type of stuff. But it's still just like not enough. There's still, you're still, unfortunately, you're not one of the most funny, entertaining people on the planet. And even though I think that your personality here is like more unique than like your average normie person, right? I don't think that your personality would actually be all that unique to your target audience, right? There's no clear reason to watch you. You're making the same type of content that we would expect from just about anybody. There is this channel here. I was watching them last night for like the first time. If you're sold on doing like Let's Plays or something like this, I think that this channel, I will link it in the description of this review, of this audit. I think they actually do a really good job of making Let's Plays work. They're like, it's cut up really hard, but it still has a story and stuff. Let's Game It Out is another great example of making Let's Plays work in 2025. So they're normally trying to like break the game, but there's a very clear story and stuff. The titling and things like that are better. Makes it seem like we're gonna watch somebody try to accomplish something. But in general, I would really suggest that you stop making this type of content. You can become a streamer, you can post TikToks and play video games and stuff and build up an audience and all of that without making the most boring, easily accessible content in the world. Anybody in the entire world who has a computer and an internet connection can play a video game, record themselves playing it, and then post it online. That's why you see everyone do it. You will have to come up with some insanely unique reason that people should watch your content over somebody else if you are going to make this type of content. Whereas instead, you could just make actual content instead of something that's, you know, no offense, it's just incredibly lazy. Like I said, anybody can do it. I've done it. I've uploaded over 200 of these Let's Plays. Never saw any success, more than like a couple thousand views, because there's just no reason to watch most Let's Players because they're not that funny. So how can we solve this? Well, I think that you should try and do something that is more creative. You know, come up with like something that people actually want to watch. So go back to the drawing board, stop making Let's Plays, and think, what's the best type of content that I could possibly make, right? And if you're sold on Let's Plays and trying to make this work, there's some stuff you could do. Like, you know, if we were to like look at your packaging is not great here. Like there's no curiosity factor. This text is way too small here. No one can read this. This is still too small. This is also like insanely small. It's just way too small. The text on it is kind of funny. You're making jokes and stuff, which is cool. But if I was on mobile, like I wouldn't even be able to read this. And I think the text in it will like fit your personality and branding. But there's just, because the concept for the video is so weak, because it really is just I'm playing a game and you should watch me because I'm like kind of funny. It's really hard to actually build a good title and thumbnail because there's no concept to work with. It's not like if you're like, I beat this game in 24 hours, you know, now we have a concept that we can work with and you could throw up the time and it's like interesting, you know, there's stuff you can build on there. But whenever the content is so basic, it's just really difficult to come up with something that's actually like convincing. If we look at something like Let's Game It Out, so like the thumbnails, I would argue are not fantastic. This one is like better here, you know. I built a fully vertical factory that's 100% total nightmare. This has a lot more intrigue than my intrusive thoughts control my sim. I don't even know what that necessarily means, like what this video is going to entail. But I know in this video, right, I'm going to watch somebody build a crazy factory that looks insane. Like this just looks insane. I have no idea how you would even do this. Or became a streamer, made $21 million in 48 hours in Streamer Life Simulator 2. And then there's like a bajillion boxes here. Something obviously insane is happening in this video. Like $21 million, like what's going on? How did you do that? It raises a bunch of questions and I'm curious about the video. Whereas here, no zombies allowed in the quarantine zone. What in the game where you quarantine zombies and you check people to make sure there's not zombies, there's no zombies allowed? Like, that's the most obvious, basic thing you could have said about this game even. So you really need to go back and think, what can I do that would make people actually interested and curious about my content? Let's look at this guy who I found for the first time the other night. I can't remember. Oh, this is the first one I watched. Gears of War, but the whole game is a water level, right? I know what Gears of War is. This game is apparently really bad. It got a 3.7, but the whole game is underwater or a water level. Water levels are notoriously bad. It brings up a bunch of ideas in my head of like, oh, what is this game like? I want to see what it's like. And then he delivers by being entertaining. I think that squares away like your title and thumbnail. Kind of like you can see these examples here of where they build sort of on the idea that the video is about, and they include elements to make it more entertaining and build curiosity that are missing from yours. And then there's also just the clarity factor of, you know, big clear text or things that are easily recognizable or an eye-catching. Like here, I think these are there's like 3 elements in all of these thumbnails, or 2, and they're very easy to understand. They're big, they're bold. Like, I can read kill switch, I can see this is a video game, I can see the giant 7.1, and there's the dude from the game, right? Very bold, very clear. I would say that Let's Game It Out are a little less clear, but I mean, you can still kind of tell what's happening in these. Like, there's clearly this dude is falling from a giant height, and this person's on a giant sky bridge, and for some reason there's 2 cars like parked on top of each other. They don't necessarily tell you about what you're about to watch in the same way, but they catch your eye, and then you read the title and understand. Okay, let's go ahead and go to the hook of your video.
Hey everyone! Today's episode 11.
We'll even do a different video. Let's do the zombie one.
Today I'm going to be playing Quarantine Zone. Getting a little bit of 2020 flashbacks here, but it's not the same vibe. It's zombification. Yeah. I did binge the entire series of The Last of Us, so I'm kind of like into my zombie gag right now, so let's play. Maybe you could just go down a little bit. It's a little bit loud.
There is no setup for the video, really. You have said, because your video has no concept, you can't even create a good hook. This is why the ideas are so important in YouTube videos, right? This is why the idea is everything, is because you've come up with this idea of, okay, I'm going to play this game. Well, what could you possibly hook that with? There's no concept. There's nothing you can like build on there to create an actual interesting hook. Your hook literally was, today I'm going to play this game. I don't know you. I don't care who you are. I don't care that you're playing this game. If by some chance I clicked on this, you didn't sell me that I'm about to have a good time watching you. You literally just said, you're right, that you clicked on this video thinking I was going to play this game, and you are totally right. I'm totally going to play this game. That is not a hook. There is nothing there that makes me interested or curious. Doesn't raise any questions. Let's just click on any of this guy's videos.
Hey there, it's Josh. Welcome back to Let's Game It Out. We're playing some Hydroneer today because they released a DLC called Journey to Volcalogis. And hey, developers, thank you for a key, so I can be a nuisance in your game yet again. Our wild journey begins as it always does.
All right, already coming in with a little bit more energy. Almost the same hook, but then he makes it very, very clear what I can expect from this video, right?
Josh, welcome back to Let's Game It Out. We're playing some Hydroneer today because they released a DLC called Journey to Volcalogis.
There's a reason. Okay, first of all, before anything else, he gives us a reason. I'm playing this because they released a new DLC. Okay.
Yes. And hey, developers, thank you for a key, so I can be a nuisance in your game yet again.
I'm going to be a nuisance. If you've played this game, or even if you haven't, you can tell it's like, this doesn't look right. We're doing some wacky stuff in this game. For some reason, this is going to be happening. I don't know why you would want to do this, but it looks like something is getting broken here.
Our wild journey begins, as it always does, in front of the ever-amazing Ember Cradle, where...
And now we have, we're brought into the game. Okay, our journey begins here. Let's start the story we're about to tell, right? Let's click on the latest video. Actually, let's just do a random one. Let's do this one.
The live stream turns on and...
Okay, We're opening with like a whole bit here. There's a whole joke there being presented as like the hook for a video. There's a whole song thing happening there. I don't know, it made me cringe, so we're not gonna keep watching that, right? But there was like a whole reason to watch there. It's like, okay, what is even going on? There's like this weird joke that's taking place. Now we're going into a song. Like if that's your thing, like that's a good hook. We'll click on this random one here.
It's the Medal of Honor reboot from 2010. Oh my god, I can't believe the helicopter died in the pre-rendered cutscene, not even the gameplay. It got killed pre-rendered. That's pretty bad. 6 months earlier, we know you're really curious as to what situation led to the helicopter getting shot.
We're jumping like straight into the action. Immediately, it's like, okay, this is what we're playing. Now look at all of the crazy funny stuff that happens in this game. It's just like the pacing here is so much faster. We're immediately getting into something that could be interesting. And if you find his humor funny, then you'll keep watching because that has been presented as like the forefront of the video. Whereas if we go back and watch yours...
Today I'm going to be playing Quarantine Zone. Getting a little bit of 2020 flashbacks here, but it's not the same vibe. It's, zombification. Yeah. I did binge the entire series of The Last of Us, so I'm kind of like into my zombie gag right now, so let's play. Maybe you could just go down a little bit, it's a little bit loud.
Anyway, welcome back to reality.
So like there's an attempt, I would say. I would say you're making like an honest attempt to sort of like replicate these two random examples I have here of people like successfully doing Let's Plays. There, you know, you're trying to like be snappy, put in jokes and bring the energy, but I hope you can just like see, if you look at the difference between your video and theirs, there's like a big gap there of like the energy, the speed, the pacing of the video, of how quickly everything like happens and how excited they are about it happening. All of that builds a better video with like a much stronger hook. There's a much more immediate reason to watch. I'll link both of these in the description. Hopefully you can kind of pick up what I'm putting down there. I don't think that you should keep making this type of content though. I've said it before. I've made a bunch of videos on Let's Plays at this point, a bunch of audits. A lot of the channels I look at are just Let's Plays, and it's just so hard to be these guys. You truly do need to be so much more entertaining than you are in this video and bring so much more energy, and everything needs to be tighter, and you need to clearly explain things, and you have to build a story. Whereas you could just do a different style of content, go back to the drawing board and start with the idea of what's the best possible video I can make, and then start from that idea. You know, I don't know what that would be for you, but I'm sure you can come up with something that's more interesting than, hey guys, I'm playing a game and I'm funny, so you should watch me. Like anybody can do that. What's something you could only do? What's something unique you could do? Could you make somebody else's video better or longer, higher quality? Could you be more funny? Could you bring your personality to something that doesn't have any personality, right? There's so many ways you could win on YouTube that aren't like brute forcing Let's Plays and trying to like be these guys and beat them out on their like storytelling and, you know, all of that stuff. I'll give you another example though. These videos inherently are often better because he's 100% in game. So like I was forced to clean 100% of disgusting places.
This game is really simple. You got yourself a power washer, you got yourself an extremely disgusting location, and all you have to do is wash off all that dirt and grime. And thankfully, it's really satisfying. So today, I'm gonna be cleaning some of the dirtiest possible locations, all the way.
There's super clear setup there. The story is there immediately. You could have opened this video with, hey guys, today we're gonna be making sure that no zombies, you know, whatever, and set the game up, and then we don't make me sit through this boring ass
I'm really just gonna go ahead and bring
that I don't like care about, and I don't want to see you mess with your audio and stuff. You should have that shit squared away. It's not funny to watch you fiddle with your audio. Like you have 5 seconds at most to hook somebody and make them watch your video. Don't include this stupid shit in it that nobody cares about. I don't want to watch you fix your language settings and your sound and all of that. Like I don't care about this cutscene. Just summarize this shit for me so that we can get into the actual good part of the video.
And shit. Put me back on the ground. Did someone just zip me out of a body bag? Oh.
You are all aware of the situation. The city is overrun by a zombie virus. And while not everyone has turned into a zombie, we need to try to save them.
Right.
But at the same time,
I mean, there's just the energy, the pacing, all of it, again, is just so slow in comparison. There's so little happening. I don't need the cutscenes. I don't need to listen to that guy. Unless it's like truly super entertaining, it should not be included in the video if you're going to try and do this type of content. Like there's no room, especially in the first like 5 minutes, for anything this boring and slow. But there we go, right? I think I broke it down why this is not going to work. You can keep slamming your head against the wall and do this over and over again, and hopefully maybe one day you'll make it and get better. But I think it's just like losing. This video in and of itself is already way more interesting. Using a voice changer in Roblox Total Drama Island, like already you set out with a premise in this one, and you can see the video did better. Well, we'll give this one a chance because I think maybe this will be like a better direction you can move in.
Today I'm gonna be playing Total Drama Island, but
there's gonna be a bit of a twist. Let's get started. Oh my god, why does it keep doing this?
it's just frozen on my face.
Hey everyone.
What the hell is this? Not oh.
I can't wait to play. I can't wait to play.
Oh, the lingerie and the.
Okay, so that I think is a perfect example. I'll summarize how that could have worked, like why that didn't work as well as it could have, and then we'll close this out, right? So you came up with a great premise for a video. I'm gonna go try and troll some people with a voice changer in Roblox, and let's see what happens. Okay, cool. People, obviously, some people were like, hey, that's my jam. I'll sign up for that, for that ride. Let's go on it. And then you give me a great hook. You tell me, you confirm that I clicked on this video and that, yes, this will be about using a voice changer in Roblox. And then you follow it up with the most boring, unfunny shit imaginable, where it's just like, hey guys, haha, I have a voice changer, and nobody even responds to you. What is the point? Where's the entertainment? You promised me an entertaining video where you use a voice changer and troll people, and you open it up with like you saying, hey guys, what's up? And nobody responding, right? Just not good enough. It's just not funny enough. There's not enough immediate entertainment delivered. Like it just will not cut it. Okay, so there you have it. Go back to the drawing board, come up with some good content, do more stuff like this, think more in these terms. What's a concept for a video? What's the best idea I can come up with? And see what you can do. A very thorough look at Isaac X3's channel here, covering a bunch of stuff, mostly unique value proposition and how to actually make entertaining content. If you want the same level of clarity for your channel, I have 3 ways I can help you depending on where you're at. So the first is that free Why Watch Me worksheet. It'll help you define your unique value proposition so that you don't run into the same problem that I see these channels making over and over and over again. Or if you'd rather, you can do a full audit of your own channel, just like this one I did here with my complete audit toolkit. It is 42 pages long. It will take you through every aspect of your channel and help you know exactly where you're going wrong and how to fix it. It's super thorough. It tells you how to audit your channel. Very helpful. And third, if you want to book an audit with me personally, where we'll go through this entire 42-page document together on your channel, you can also find that in the description. The link's right at the top. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this helpful. And until next time, peace.